Hey Tommy, do you remember your hit show from the 90s, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, how you guys made a joke about giving a cow a hand job?
Practice martial arts either at home, the stuff that can break or hurt you, or an adult break or hurt you.
Yeah, me too. Hello, welcome to Kaiju 101 with yours truly, Professor Kaiju. Today I'll be giving you my thoughts on Power Rangers 2017, the new movie that just came out. As you can see, we are joined by Tommy Oliver, the Green Ranger from the hit 90s show Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, of which this movie is based. So, hope you give him a warm welcome and make him feel at home. And I'm going to step in right here and say something, because I know someone out there might be like, hey guy, weird guy with a hat and lab coat. This is called Kaiju 101. Okay, I don't see any kaiju here. Well, I've got three things for you. One, Power Rangers is based off is a series. It's a series where you've got guys in brightly colored spandex fighting human-sized monsters that grow into huge building kaiju-sized proportions. Okay, and they fight them in mechs. I mean, that's pretty kaiju. I mean, if that isn't kaiju, I don't know what is. That stuff bleeds over into each other. I'd say that's pretty kaiju. Number two, it's my channel, and I am right now trying to decide, I don't know where the barriers are. I don't know where my limits are. I mean, still figuring it out. And like I said, it's my channel, so I can kind of do whatever. And number three, you're not my dad. Okay? I don't need your approval. Except I sort of do, because this is YouTube, so I kind of need you to watch. I'd really appreciate it. Just give me like 5 minutes, 6, 7, 2, 18. Just please don't leave. Please. I'm begging you. So the movie. The plot of this movie is pretty simple. Okay, we've got what boils down to an essential superhero sort of story. You've got a bunch of these kids who are learning their own powers and stuff like that. It's an origin story. So we're going to have them coming into their own right, learning what it means to be a teammate, be part of a team, something bigger, responsibility, blah, blah, blah. They're learning their stuff. And they gotta fight a villain, gotta save the world. I mean, pretty simple. So the movie takes place in Angel Grove, just like the original show did, in a town that both has a quarry and a harbor, just like the old show. There are a bunch of scenes and times where things came out of the water, and they have had plenty of fights in random empty quarries, and they still do it to this day in Power Rangers. It's been just like, I don't know, I guess wherever they shoot in Japan, it's just cheap or just easy to shoot at. You've got the characters. All the kids in this movie, they have a lot more personality than they did from the old show. The old show, they were very bland. They were basically like goody two-shoes kids, didn't do anything wrong, had a problem every week or whatever, but, resolved it and everything. These kids are misfits, rejects, outcasts, whatever you want to call them. They all have their own problems. They all have their own things that they struggle with. And, it gives them some depth. Some of them maybe not as much depth as they could have given them. There's a few that they kind of like specifically give a bit more depth to. And a few of them, they give a connection at the beginning to show like how they know each other. But I feel like they throw in a couple in there and kind of didn't know how to connect them. So they were just like, oh, here they are. Dump them in there. Just a small thing. You got Bryan Cranston as Zordon. And he just did a great job, just like he did in Godzilla. He just knocked it out of the park. Just keep interjecting yourself in my childhood, man. Just, you can keep doing it, man. I don't have a problem with it. Please. Alpha wasn't that annoying in this movie. I thought they did a good job with that. I was skeptical at first when I first saw some of the designs. I think that leaked around on the internet. It's alright. I didn't have much of a problem with it. They're going for kind of alienish mech vibe thing. You know, they're doing some weird stuff with it. It wasn't too bad. And then Elizabeth Banks, I think that was her name, the actress's name, the woman who does the announcer, you know, may the odds ever be in your favor, from Hunger Games. Her as Rita Repulsa was amazing. She really hammered that character in. She was both intimidating, creepy, and hammy. Definitely did some hamminess, and I loved her all the more for it. Then you had the Zords, and for the most part, they were good. Except, okay, you've probably seen the designs. This is not a spoiler. The Mastodon has 6 legs. Like I don't know how they do it. I don't know if they had a scanner that like scanned the animals back from the olden days, you know, dinosaur age and everything. But like, I think it fucked up just a little bit, because I've never seen a Mastodon with 6 legs. Have you? Unless, you know, I mean, I've seen a Mastodon with 5 legs. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Tommy. He knows what I'm saying. You know. I'm talking about its dick. The suits look good. They come off more futuristic and Iron Man-like-ish. You know what I'm saying. That vibe. They came off alright. They look pretty good. And before I go into some of the cons of this movie, Tommy, got anything you want to add?
But you can start by communicating with your friends. You know, the stuff that can break or hurt you.
Bet you didn't think about that. Some food for thought. So yeah, so the kids didn't have as much depth, and I wish they had given them a little bit more, a few of them, and I wish they had made a better connection with them at the beginning. I feel they didn't give enough suit time. It's an origin story. I know they got to do that. I know they got to set up for it. And, I mean, the kids they earned their right to morph in the movie, but come on, just a few more minutes. I mean, just a few more scenes. It's called Power Rangers. Come on. I said before, they had some ham in there, but I think they need a few more slices of cheese. You know what I'm saying? It's a problem I've had with some bunch of these movies in the past decade or so, where they're revitalizing a franchise or an idea that happened a while back with a ludicrous over-the-top premise, and they try to make it really dark and gritty, and sometimes that works, sometimes it's okay. But I think they do it with too many things, and I think sometimes they have to have more fun with it. You know, like Rito hammed up some parts. There were some other cheesy bits. They threw some, you know, some lines that were definitely Power Rangers in there. But I think they needed to do that a bit more. I think if they did, it would have been a very fun, very, very fun ride. Also, the music. They use... It's another thing a lot of movies suffer from. The soundtrack is not very memorable. You know, and the Power Rangers, they may have not been known for their lyrics, per se. But I'll tell you what, Ron Wasserman, the composer, the big composer for the original 90s Power Rangers, those songs were catchy. Those songs were catchy as hell. That theme, every time everything played in that show, it got stuck in your head. And I just wish they had done more of that. They used the theme song, and it was like a redone theme song. I think it was from the old Power Rangers movie. You know, Ivan Ooze. And they use it for a little bit, and it works. But I wish they had made more. I wish they had done more. I wish they had thrown some more music in, even if it was like a redone version. Some throwbacks to the old show, and I think I may have gotten down to my knees and wept if they had done that. And I said before they had some ham, but I think they needed some more cheese. This is based off a show where young adults wear colored spandex and fight monsters in colored mechs that are usually shaped after animals or sometimes racing cars. I mean, it's not realistic. It's very goofy. It's very out there. Have more fun with it. That's all I say. Is have more crazy, having one of the Rangers jump up and yeah, you know, and zoom in on them like as they're like flying at the enemy, and just the guy goes, oh, you know. But they're trying to appeal to a wider audience, so they're not gonna do that. The wider audience wouldn't appreciate that as much. Also, they end this movie very much so that there will be a sequel. If it makes the box office, if it rakes in that dough, there will be definitely a Power Rangers 2 in the future. So I went in this movie with very low expectations. I thought it was going to be mediocre. And then from that very random bit you saw at the beginning, that was actually a joke that they threw in there. The first joke, the first bit of comedy we ever got to see in the movie. And I thought to myself, it's going to be a long 2 hours. Thankfully, I was pleasantly surprised. That was the lowest point of the movie, and it only went up from there. It was a very fun, enjoyable movie. Oscar-worthy? No. No, not that. But fun movie? Yes. It's a good popcorn movie, I think. So I went in this movie with low expectations. And from that bit from the beginning that you saw that was very random, that was actually the first bit of comedy we got to see in this movie. And I thought to myself, this is going to be a long 2 hours. And I was pleasantly surprised, as that was the lowest point of the movie, and it only went up from there. So my recommendation, go see it. I think it's a very solid watch. I think it's fun. Remember that. Fun. Not mentally engaging, but very fun. If you're a fan of the old Power Rangers, I think I think you should go see this. If you ever wanted to see them on the big screen, you know, see an actual adaptation of it, I think it's good. Is it going to be exactly how you remember it? No, there's definitely changes. But remember, this is going to a general audience. This is being so that other people who aren't into this weird niche actually can get some enjoyment out of it. But they throw some stuff our way. And if you're a fan of kaiju, I would say you probably would enjoy this movie too. You know, it's got some kaiju movie bits in it. You know, this is that sort of niche. And those are my thoughts on the movie. I hope you enjoy them. Maybe you got something from it if you saw this video before you saw Power Rangers. I don't know. Maybe you did. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. If you didn't get a thumbs down, maybe I'll learn from my mistakes. Probably not. You know, leave a comment. Tell me something. Tell me if you enjoyed it, if you saw the movie, if you got something from it, or tell me that I'm a big fat dumb. Just a big fat dumb. And could just go to that subscribe button and give it a yeah, you know. See what I did there? I am sorry though. That's his job. Actually, talking about that, Tommy, would you like to say anything before we conclude for the night?
I'm out there looking for trouble, ready to get in the fight.
You are not the center of everyone's universe.
The Power Rangers will be destroyed.
This is Professor Kaiju, Kaiju 101, and I can't tell what's a hallucination anymore. I'll see you at some point.
The stuff that can break or hurt you, that can break or hurt you, break or hurt you, hurt you, hurt you, hurt you.